Dave Campbell's Texas Football Instant Recaps here at the UIL Texas High School Football State Championship games here at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. The first one is in the books. The Class 1A Division I champions, the Borden County Coyotes, 60-22 over Jonesboro. My name is Greg Tepper, managing editor of Dave Campbell's Texas Football, and this is Six-Man insider Leman Saunders here to talk about this victory. And we know how difficult it is to go back-to-back, and in the second half, Borden County just really hit the gas.
Yeah, we had a close game in the first half. Jonesboro really hung in there. The hard running by Wyatt Young just really kept them in there. But in the second half, Jonesboro made defensive adjustments. They went after the ball, got some big turnovers, and just dominated the second half.
And that was kind of the story of the whole game, is that the first half was a real nip-and-tuck affair. Jonesboro hanging in there in a lot of respects because they just didn't let Borden County have the football.
Exactly. Jonesboro, time of possession in the first half, Jonesboro had the ball 17 and a half minutes to Borden County's 2.5 minutes. And that worked in their favor. That was a perfect game plan coming in when you're underdog going up against a juggernaut like Borden County. And it worked well in that first half, but like I said, second half, all Coyotes.
Yeah, and the Coyotes really hit the gas offensively. You know, it seemed like every time they had the ball, they were just going down and scoring with relative ease. Yeah, I mean, they were very physical today.
Their big guys up front made huge running lanes for Nick Prue and Trace Ritchie and Peyton Merkett all night. And I know Prue in the first half had 6 carries for 201 yards and 3 touchdowns. I mean, he had a career day. And yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about Jonesboro. Obviously, they lose this game to the same team that beat them last year. But this looked like a different Jonesboro team than we saw last year.
It was completely different. Last year they didn't execute on the big plays they needed, and it hurt them early, and they couldn't recover. And today, I can't overstate how well they played that first half. They executed. It was a game that, and honestly, a lot of people didn't, myself included, didn't think it was going to be that close. It was very good performance by Jonesboro.
Yeah,
so they should all their players and coaches and fans should hold their head high.
Yeah, they played a fantastic game, whereas last year, it feels like maybe the moment was too big for them last year.
Yeah.
They felt like a team that belonged here and that was ready to compete from the opening gun.
Yeah, the big lights and stadium didn't faze them at all this year. They came out and they were punching Borden County in the face, and it was working.
I'll tell you, we don't talk a ton about defense in six-man football, though we should, because listen, this Borden County defense put together a really nice performance after Jonesboro put together some long drives in the first half. The second half, they shut them out. And to shut out a team in a full half of six-man football is really impressive, and I think that starts up front. They were very physical up front.
Oh, they were. And once they gang tackled Wyatt Young, they started keying on him, and the first guy would wrap up, the second guy would go for the ball, and they're just big. They were just so much bigger than Jonesboro. It's hard to hold on to a ball when you got 2 or 3 big guys ripping at it.
We were talking before of the game. They look like a 3A team. I mean, they are a big Borden County team. And so they go back-to-back. This is title number 5 for them, I believe.
This is the school's 5th state championship.
And it's their second back-to-back in 10 years, basically.
Yes, they went back-to-back in 08 and 09, and now they go back-to-back in 16-17.
So I want to ask you, I think in a lot of respects we talk about six-man football, and the same programs come up. Richland Springs is considered the king of six-man football. Where's Borden County rank?
They're no question. They're one of the top programs ever for six-man football. I mean, when they lose, if they're not winning a state title, they're competing for a semifinal. Like and usually they get upset in the semifinals. I know in the last 20 years they're ranked in the top 5 preseason, and they hold the top 5 ranking. They're definitely one of the top programs, and getting their 5th title just puts them a notch higher.
And then one more thing, we talk a lot in six-man football about West versus East. I think that's very unique to six-man football, is that Division I or Region 1 or Region 2 are West, and Region 3, Region 4 is East. This was West over East. That's typically been the case. Do you see that being still the case, or are things changing?
It's I live in the West, so it's hard for me to say, judging East teams. You get 2 different styles of play. Out West, it's a lot more run and gun, wide open. I know it's crazy because you might think all six-man's wide open, but out East, it's more like the old school grinded out football style. And it's lately, since the division split, I think it's been a little bit more balanced. The old school, it used to be a lot more West than East. But
the Borden County Coyotes are the state champs once again, 1A Division I state champions with a 60-22 win over Jonesboro. Congratulations to the Coyotes on their victory. For Leman Saunders, I'm Greg Tepper. Thanks for tuning in. We'll see you.